I'm Lindsay. I'm 30 years old and I use the Mirena IUD. I am a Colorado native and I identify as queer. So sexually I have partners of all genders and right now I'm single. For fun I do a lot of yoga. I hang out with my dog a lot, listen to Beyonce. I first tried birth control when I think I was 18 years old or so, and I started with a pill. I can't even remember what type it was. And then when I was 20 is when I became sexually active. I was having sex with a man then, and so it continued on the pill through that, but it started just because I had pretty irregular bleeding and periods, and so the pill pack really helped structure that. But I struggled, especially in my early 20s as a college student, to consistently take it every day at the same time. My mom works for a clinic that provides contraception, and she let me know about IUD options and thought it might be a good fit. So I just really wanted to try it out when I heard that that was even an option. And I know they could be expensive. So when I was in college, I was able to go to a clinic that had like a sliding fee scale so I could pay what I could afford for it, because they have a high upfront cost compared to those pills every month. I think my favorite thing about it is not having to worry about doing anything with it. Like I got it in, I went back for a recheck about 6 months later. They made sure it was in the right spot. They did have to do an ultrasound to make sure it was in a right spot because they couldn't find my strings for some reason. So that freaked me out a little bit at first, but then it all seemed fine and good. It's totally in the right spot, so I feel secure about that now. And I love not having to, I never even think about it being there. So the first time I had the IUD, I could feel the strings, and I knew that partners, especially with their hands, could feel the strings. At that point, I was dating only women, and I think with your fingers you can feel a little bit more probably. So I've heard like, oh yeah, I can feel that there's something there, but it never got in the way or caused any issue. And I almost like knowing, I liked being able to feel the strings and know like, okay, it's there and everything's fine. When I first got it, I had some spotting at first, which is normal. I think for a month I spotted every day. And so I was just nervous that that was gonna continue. And after that, it's really evened out. I haven't had spotting every day. I rarely actually bleed at all. You know, as a cautious person, I'm always careful and pretty planned out. So it's just nice to feel like this is the most effective method for pregnancy prevention. And I also pair it with other methods to prevent from STIs. I think a lot of people think that women who have sex with other women are immune from that somehow, or just not going to get an STI, and I know that that's a myth. So, you know, the IUD just exists for my body when I'm having sex with a woman, but I would use a different barrier method depending on what kind of sex we're having, whether that's gloves or a dental dam or something like that to protect from STIs. If I did have sex with a man or someone with a penis, I would absolutely insist that we use a condom on top of the IUD. I think that with queer people in particular in sexual health, it's important to educate yourself, and it's not easy. And often you encounter a provider who's not well educated about you or your body, or maybe even judgmental about you and how you have sex and who you have sex with. I often have, now that I'm 30, I feel like I found my power. I know what questions to ask, and I'm gonna be fully honest with my doctor. I think it's important to feel really empowered to take care of yourself and to trust your gut and to do what you're actually really comfortable with.
Get free or low-cost birth control at a nearby The Right Time Health Center in Missouri. No insurance? No problem. Visit therighttime.org for more information.